YouTube, I'm Greer, your neighborhood expert, and recently I found myself in your shoes. I was out of town, curious about the market, and began to do a little bit of research, and quickly realized, man, I'm going to need a local expert to explain this to me. So I thought, gee, I should do a video on this, and here we are. As always, thank you to Harrison Williamson with Cross Country Mortgage for helping bring you this video here today. When you're considering moving to Greenville, South Carolina, and you need a lender, well, I encourage you to consider reaching out to my buddy Harrison. Okay, so if you're curious about what area might be best for you, well, you're in luck. I've created a quiz that's in the description below, and it'll tell you based upon your criteria what part of town might be most suitable for you and your real estate needs. Okay, and recently I went down to Charleston for the weekend getaway. One of the perks of living in the upstate, and I found myself admiring the real estate there. Now, whether it was homes on Sullivan's Island, Isle of Palms, or Mount Pleasant, I quickly realized that if I were moving there, I would have no idea where to start. And this is what I do for a living. But that's why you hire an agent who is an expert in their local market to ensure that you end up in the right area for you, the right home, at the best price, with the best terms when buying a property. And that's what we're going to talk about today. What we're going to discuss is what you can expect from our real estate market as it's hyper-local, and how together we can develop a plan for your success. So first thing is first, you need to hire the right agent for you. And while I hope that's me, I want you to hire the person that you feel most comfortable with, as buying a home is a big deal, and I want you to have the proper representation to ensure that you're making the right decision for you and have professional guidance each step of the way. Here's my suggestion. Hire an agent with experience and proven track record, and if you want to know more about me and my business, contact me. My information is available on the screen, and I would love to talk. So I have no doubt that my experience, market expertise, and knowledge will meet and surpass your expectations. I also want to encourage you to hire the agent who is patient. It's your purchase. Nobody wants to hire the agent with commission breath, and all they see is dollar signs.
Hello, I like money.
That guy's not fun to work with. So sometimes finding the right home, it might take a while. And guess what? That is okay. Or if we can systematically set you up to achieve your goals and your needs quickly, then great. Otherwise, hey, I'm here for it. Let's work together to ensure that you're in the right property. Now, additionally, hire the agent who is passionate about real estate and one who is resourceful. During the home buying process, there are many hands that help push a transaction along to the closing table. Just like choosing your realtor, your lender, closing attorney, inspectors, contractors, etc. are all your choice. Choose wisely. Now, if you're new to the area and don't have those resources, hire the person that does. I'd be happy to share my vendor list with you to ensure that you're well taken care of from start to finish with service beyond the contract. Now, I want to be clear on this because I say this to all of my clients. I do not care what you buy or when you buy, as long as it's the right fit for you and your family. And that's a promise that I will always keep. Now, let's talk a little bit about what to expect from the market. So in Greenville, our average sales price hovers around $350,000 to $360,000. Earlier this year, I would have told you if you found yourself in this boat, I'd expect we could likely find you something really good that checks all the boxes. Now, in all honesty, while it is October here today and we're beginning to experience some market seasonality, I do feel like that number is climbing closer to the 450 mark for a really good, nice move-in ready home that most people would find suitable. Now, if your budget is below 450, don't be discouraged. I've sold plenty of homes this year under 450, and there's one out there for you too. But I say this to set the benchmark for your expectations regarding what you can expect when relocating to Greenville, South Carolina. Now, generally, folks who are moving to the area, they want to be within a certain radius from downtown. Keep this in mind, as most buyers want to enjoy all that downtown Greenville has to offer and want it to be within a reasonable distance to ensure that you can enjoy our city. Now, I'm going to try and break this down for what you can expect from our market, as again, real estate is hyper-local. For example, when I was in Charleston, I was looking at this property on Sullivan's Island. There were two right next to each other. One was a total teardown. It was for $3.5 million. And then there was one that was beautiful, decked out, huge house, also $3.5 million. Now, was the other ocean front? Was the other kind of setback? Was it on the intercoastal? I'm not sure. To me, looking at that, it made absolutely no sense. Why would I pay $3.5 for the teardown when I can pay $3.5 for the move-in ready home? Reason being, real estate being hyper-local, even just a couple streets apart, there can be that significant of a difference for properties. And I bet you if I had talked to an agent there, they could have explained to me the pricing on that property. So even in Greenville, different areas are going to experience different market trends. Downtown. All right, this is going to be generally comprised of the Augusta Road, North Main, Gower, Parkinsville neighborhoods, along with the downtown condos or the 29601 zip code. Here, these areas are most desirable because of their location, proximity to downtown, caliber of homes, and they're kind of the who's who neighborhoods where generally the most affluent residents live. In these areas, prices for, let's say, a 3-2, 3-bed, 2-bath home that's 2,000 square feet are likely going to be north of $700,000. Now, honestly, most homes in these areas are going to be a little bit closer to the $1 million mark and beyond. Well, you might be sitting there thinking, Reed, why do I want to live there? Let me tell you this. If this is your desired price point, let's take a drive around the area and I'll show some listings to you. And I think that you'll quickly understand the allure of living in these areas. So here in the downtown area, you can expect lower days on market and aggressive prices in terms for potential offer. Now, there are no quote-unquote deals that exist in these areas. Rather, the deal is you getting to own a piece of real estate in an area that will likely always be desirable and that I expect you will love. Now, if being close to downtown is ideal, but you're not able to spend that type of money, reach out to me and I am happy to discuss the areas that might be an excellent alternative while keeping you within a reasonable proximity to the lifestyle you imagined yourself living here in Greenville, South Carolina. I've sold plenty of those this year too, so let's talk. All right, let's take a quick look at Greer. So Greer is an often desirable location for folks looking to relocate to the area because of where it is located. Now, Greer can be a great fit for folks who want to be closer to the airport, the interstate, or maybe you work an industrial job and this is the perfect fit for you, as Greer has many of our industrial workplaces. So Greer is also a multifaceted location because of all that it has to offer. So if you're looking for a larger, more established home that's a bit closer to Greenville, and when I say Greenville, I mean downtown, let me direct you to the east side. Now, neighborhoods here such as Thornblade, Sugar Mill, Sugar Creek could be an excellent fit for you. Now, perhaps you're looking for something that's a little bit more rural. Well, Greer has that too. And if you're looking for this location but want to be a little bit more suburban feel, well, I've got you covered there too. Or if you're looking for an affordable townhome, then this may be an excellent location for you as well. So Greer boasts a very charming downtown area as well. And matter of fact, I've got one listed in downtown Greer right now. I'll throw up some pictures here on the screen. And if you want the full listing, comment below Pink Boar Cottage, and I will email you personally the full listing. So in Greer, with the exception of the east side, I'd say that you're likely to experience slightly more days on market compared to the downtown area, with the likelihood of receiving an executed contract with more favorable terms than we would see in areas closer to downtown. Now, I'll say this, the majority of my clients this year have received some form of seller concession, and YouTube clients are the majority of the clients that I work with, so this would likely apply to you as well, omitting any substantial market shift. Now let's take a look at Simpsonville. Here you will find a market similar to Greer in most areas as far as properties go, as well as trends that you can expect. It's still strong and even in some cases competitive. So I recently had a listing in Simpsonville and it received 3 offers, all of which at asking price or above with very quality terms. So kudos to my seller, job well done. That might be a little bit of what you could expect in some parts of Simpsonville. However, there are properties where we may be able to get you some form of seller concession. Overall, I encourage my buyers to act quickly once they've made a decision. Sound salesy? Maybe. And honestly, that might be one of the most salesy things you hear me say. But in real estate, there's a saying that if you sleep on it, you won't sleep in it. Now, in Simpsonville here, you can expect a suburban haven of neighborhoods for the most part. Now, Simpsonville, it's much bigger than most people think that it is. And so there are also homes that can get a little bit more rural as well, but it's primarily a suburban wonderland of nice homes, but maybe some of them lack the character that we see in the older, more established neighborhoods, as most of them were probably built within the past 10 years. Now, Simpsonville also is home to a very nice downtown area and caters very well to buyers looking for this particular niche. So, hey, if Simpsonville's what you're interested in, let's talk. So the last area that I want to talk about here is Travelers Rest, and stick with me because I still have a couple pieces of information that I think that you're going to find valuable. But Travelers Rest is often one of the areas most desirable for buyers when they're considering moving to Greenville, and I think that's due to its proximity, but more relaxed and active lifestyle, and it has a lot of allure. Now, the market in TR is a lot like Simpsonville and Greer, while properties here are going to be more in line with smaller, more established homes. And then you're going to see just the opposite of that there as well, where they're larger homes on acreage, and you're driving around, you're like, man, look at that thing. That's pretty cool. So it can cater to all. There are some new construction townhomes there as well. If you're interested in TR, let's talk and see what you think. Now, there are some things that you can do to help yourself and prep for finding a home in Greenville that may be the perfect fit for you. So oftentimes schools and local amenities are key deciding factors in areas that folks choose. Now, when it comes to schools, I actually cannot comment on the quality or caliber of those schools due to fair housing regulations. I like my license, I like my job, not going to break those rules, but there are resources online for you guys to check out, and I'm happy to direct you to those. So I'll send you the link if you're curious. Hey, let me know, and I will pass that on. Now, local amenities. Do you guys want to be close to the Swamp Rabbit Trail? Do you want to be close to the lakes, the airport, the interstate? You tell me, and I'm happy to provide you with the information as to where you should consider looking. And I do like to joke and call buyers Zillow fiends, but there is some value to it. And maybe you're laughing because you know exactly what I'm talking about. Curious buyers often scroll Zillow the way that a teenager scrolls social media. Now, I encourage you to identify properties that might be of interest to you and share them with me. Now, generally, I do have a pretty good idea of what you may like after our initial conversation and maybe one or two showings, but anything that you can share with me that has caught your eye is going to help expedite our process. Now, I want you to know that I understand exactly what you're going through when considering moving to Greenville. This is what I do on a daily basis, helping folks just like you achieve their real estate goals. In my recent experience in a new place made me realize just how daunting that it can be. You're looking at one thing, you're looking at another, you try and match them up and say, hey, this don't make any sense. That's what I'm here for, as your local market expert. Let's talk, let's have a conversation, let's figure out how we can get you into the right property for you and your family. So, as always, thank you guys for watching my videos. I look forward to having the conversation to connect with you, and it's never too early. If you're curious, reach out, let's talk. Contact information is on the screen, and make sure that you take the neighborhood quiz in the description below. It truly is valuable, and I think that you're going to find it useful in figuring out which part of Greenville may be best for you. See you next time.